Good evening, one and all. We welcome you all to the international webinar series on holistic health, well-being, and sustainable development 2025, commemorating Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav, celebrating 78 years of independence. And today we are commemorating 79th Independence Day and also United Nations Sustainable Development Goals 2015 to 2030 and Viksit Bharat at 2047 as part of awareness and campaigns in collaboration with Sri Holistic Health Foundation India and Sri Research Institute Center for Arts, Sciences and Wellbeing. Before we start our sessions, let's take the blessings of Almighty.
कुरुत्वं कल्याणम् आरोग्यं धनसम्पदः शुभं कुरुत्वं कल्याणम् आरोग्यं धनसम्पदः शत्रुबुद्धिविनाशाय दीपज्योतिर्नमोऽस्तुते दीपज्योतिर्नमोऽस्तुते शुभं कुरुत्वं कल्याणम् आरोग्यं धनसम्पदः शुभं कुरुत्वं कल्याणम् आरोग्यं धनसम्पदः
So with the blessings of Almighty, we shall continue with today's commemorations. Today, we are commemorating 79th Independence Day in India and across the world. On August 15th every year reminds us of the long, hard-fought battle for liberation against British domination, championed by leaders and freedom fighters like Mahatma Gandhi, Jawaharlal Nehru, and many others. Despite the expansive British Empire on which it was said the sun never sets, ragtag groups of liberation fighters and brilliant strategists soundly defeated the British with strong tactical mobilizing and the persistence that comes from centuries of oppression. So join in the celebration of what Nehru called India's tryst with destiny. So on August 15th, 1947, the Prime Minister of India, the then Jawaharlal Nehru, lifted the Indian flag above the Lahori Gate in Delhi. In some ways, this became a custom. And on subsequent Indian Independence Day, the sitting Prime Minister raised the country's flag and gives an address to the nation. Indian Independence Day is being observed every year throughout India and across the Indian diaspora and across the world with parades, flag hoisting events, and cultural performances, events. As the Urdu patriotic song goes, better than the entire world is our Hindustan. India, we are its nightingales and it is our garden above. India celebrates its Independence Day on August 15th. So the British Empire's rule started in India in 1757, followed by the English East India Company gaining control over the entire country. By winning the Battle of Plassey, the Indian independence movement began during the World War I and was led by renowned leader Mahatma Gandhi, who staunchly advocated a non-cooperation, non-violent method of protest, after which the civil disobedience movement took place. After relentless long campaigns for independence, India's struggle paid off. Britain had weakened after the two world wars and began thinking of ending its rule in India. In 1947, the British government declared the transfer of all powers to India by June 1948. But continuing tensions and violence between Muslims and Hindus led to the consensus for the partition of India into two separate states. To deal with this, the British government proposed on June 3rd, 1947, that any constitution framed by the Constituent Assembly of India will not be applicable to the parts of the country that refuse to accept it. On the same day, a plan for partition was put into action by Lord Mountbatten, the then Viceroy of India. Mountbatten's plan was agreed by both the Congress and the Muslim League as new borders were drawn and the world map changed forever. Between 3 lakh and 5 lakh people died on both sides. That was a huge massacre of Hindus, especially, mostly, who sacrificed a part of India for the peace, but still there is violence, hatred that is even continuing in various forms, including terrorism. We are losing lives. On August 15, 1947, at midnight, India gained independence and was concluded by the iconic speech by then Prime Minister. The great British rule over India came to an end with the powers transferred to the newly independent entities, that is, Pakistan and India, and Lord Mountbatten became the first Governor General of the new Dominion of India, and Jawaharlal Nehru became the first Prime Minister of independent nation, that is India, after the partition. So the Constituent Assembly that was set up in 1946 became the Parliament of Indian Dominion. The Mangal Pandey rises up against the British East India Company's army, triggering an effective rebellion against British oppression. In 1857, May 10th, the uprising of the freedom movement. The Indian National Congress is formed out of a coalition of various groups, including National Students Union of India and the Indian Youth Congress and the Indian National Trade Union Congress on December 28, 1885. The Jallianwala Bagh massacre involves British troops firing into a massive crowd of unarmed Indian civilians. In Amritsar, an event that motivates and moved entire nation and the world, Gandhi to lead a movement of non-violent resistance in the struggle for independence on April 13, 1990. The Indian National Congress gathers at Lahore and resolves to fight for Purna Swaraj or total liberation in 1929. By midnight of India's first day as independent sovereign nation, Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru reinforces India's liberation with his iconic Rest with Destiny speech on August 15, 1947. So different countries celebrate Independence Day on different days. In Mexico, on September 16th, France, July 14th, Philippines, June 12th, Peru, July 28th, Israel differs depending on the day on which the 5th of year falls. India is celebrating 79th Independence Day and 78th Independence Anniversary in 2025. The last Viceroy of India, Lord Mountbatten, was the reason behind choosing August 15th as India's Independence Day. So gather family and friends together for an outing at the park, special dinner, or strolling a garden. The main thing is to get with the people you hold dear, spend a quality time celebrating the special day of India's liberation and freedom, and also to pay homage and tribute to all the great souls who fought for the freedom and gifted the nation the freedom. Every liberation or freedom movement has its rallying cry. Vande Mataram became a slogan to inspire India's freedom fighters as they battled the British on Indian Independence Day. Get family and friends together before, during, or after festivities and shout out Vande Mataram, Vande Mataram, Vande Mataram. So the day starts with a 21 gun salute. On the Independence Day, the Prime Minister hoists the Indian flag from Red Fort, Delhi, while someone sings the national anthem and soldiers fire off a 21 gun salute to commemorate the event. The actual date of India's independence was July 18, 1947, but Britain's Lord Mountbatten changed the date to coincide with the second anniversary of Japan's surrender to the Allied forces on August 15. Indian original flag was made up of two symbolic colors of red and green, but Gandhi suggested adding a white strip in the middle with a spinning wheel to represent India's national progress. Safety measures called for a ban on air traffic over Delhi's historic Red Fort due to celebrations, a mandatory no-fly zone. So India's and Indian Independence Day is the nation's most beloved commemoration and celebration because the Indian people, all of us, liberated ourselves from the British without having a massive armies or a national treasury. It is also incredible when you consider the length of British rule in India. During 1700s, India's colorful fabrics and aromatic spices lured British trades to the Indian subcontinent. After 100 years, the British East India Company had a firm grip on all aspects of India's economy and looted India to this present day of independence by taking away all the wealth and prosperity of the nation and in a monopoly sanctioned by and benefiting by the British government. An eye for eye only ends up making the whole world blind was a saying was one of India's most famous leaders. Mahatma Gandhi, trained as a lawyer, he was among the first to call for Indians to have self-determination for their country in a mass scale, though even before there were many movements and leaders. Through his spiritual practice of ahimsa, meaning doing no harm, Gandhi raised nonviolent resistance to a form of political action. Gandhi, Nehru, and other Indian leaders formed the Indian National Congress to strategize against British rule and to mobilize the masses in the struggle. After years of struggle and deprivation, the Indian people threw off the shackles of British domination. After World War II, thanks to the determination of Indian freedom fighters, on August 15, 1947, the British Parliament transformed legislative sovereignty to the Constituent Assembly of India with the Indian Independence Act. Today is also commemorated as Chanted the Moon Day. Summer where the days are long and the nights are longer. On August 15, joined thousands of people around the country to chant or even howl into the heavens as part of Chanted the Moon Day. This annual event was inspired by the Wenatchee, Washington-based fruit grower Smell it according to local legend, harvesting stemmed cherries around the full moon makes them sweeter. The moon's gravitational pull enhances the tree roots where the cherries are grown. Stemmed, stemmed decided all this sweetness deserved a celebration. So gather your friends together and let loose your best in lunar cheer. Today is commemorated as Check the Chip Day on August 15th in US. Celebrated annually, it's the time of the year when we raise awareness regarding the importance of microchipping, which greatly helps in reuniting missing pets with their owners. In fact, every second, a family pet is lost, with only 1 in 10 ever being found. As per consensus, approximately 10 million pets are lost annually. Microchipping provides peace of mind to pet owners as it confirms the safety of their beloved loved pets. Gone are the days when pets were kept in cages. Now they can be free and out of harm's way. Although microchipping pets may seem like a modern invention, it began to take form in the mid 1980s. A California based animal microchip manufacturer called Avid Identification Systems Inc. first filed for a license for this technology in 1985. However, it wasn't until 1989 that the first microchips were planted into our furry companions. The same year in the UK, it became a permanent method of identifying and tracking lost animals. According to Mary Metzner, the director of shelter operations for Eviding, this technology works by activating a rice grain size radio frequency identification device, RFID, with a handheld scanner. Pet microchipping quickly rose to global prominence following its introduction to the UK. In the 1990s, a group of microchip suppliers, veterinarians, and animal charities joined hands to form the Microchip Advisory Group, Microchip Trade Association, also as called as today. Around this time, the technical and compatibility issues of microchips were discussed by the Federation of European Union and European Federation of European Companion Animal Veterinary Associations to control the quality and improve the standard of microchips for animals. Their plan included establishing a code of conduct for veterinarians and maintaining a high standard of excellence for their equipment and database. By 1996, the International Standards Organization, ISO, introduced the ISO 11784 1996 and the ISO 11785 1996, which were adopted by the UK to ensure the safety of animals by using the latest technology. Today, microchip pets have a 20-fold higher return to owner rate than non-microchip ones. Check the chip day is a good way to raise awareness about this efficient technology that ensures a pet safety. Today is also commemorated as flooding of the Nile in Egypt. Observed on August 15th every year, Egyptians celebrate 2 weeks starting on August 15th. This period of cultural celebrations is known as Wafa el Nil to recognize the importance of Nile River in Egypt's culture, economy, and social activities. The people acknowledge how their rich history, culture, and economic prosperity have stemmed from the flooding of the river. The English translation of Wafa el Nil is fidelity of the Nile, a phrase that touches on how Egyptians see the annual event as a constant that one's faith can depend on. So the Nile is amongst the smallest in the world's river measured by water flowing through it, about 6,650 kilometers long. It goes through 11 African countries: Tanzania, Uganda, Rwanda, Burundi, the DRC, Kenya, Ethiopia, Eritrea, South Sudan, Republic of Sudan, and Egypt. The Nile is the main water source of Egypt, Sudan, and South Sudan. It supports agriculture and fishing. The flooding of the Nile has been evaluated in Egypt for thousands of years. It's an event that takes place even longer. Before Egypt was even an idea, the Nile was bursting its banks regardless of whether anyone was around to witness the awe-inspiring natural event or not. When Egypt came into being, the citizens ascribed the sudden rise of the river to their gods. They believed that Nile flooded every year because Isis cried for her husband and Osiris after he had been slain by Set. The river flooded because of the tears she shed as she tried to knit her husband's body back together. This is a myth that has to be verified, uh, but it is as per the belief system. So whatever it is a belief system. So the actual reason the flooding was so cherished was that the flooded river would leave behind black slit when the water levels returned to normal. The black slit was rich in minerals and vitamins that allowed crops planted in it to flourish. The river flooding was what allowed the Egyptians to grow successful crops in the desert. This floodplain constitutes only 3% of Egypt's land and is very fertile. It was a general rule that the prosperity of the year was dependent on how much slit the floods left behind. If the floods did not cause the levels of rise that much, there would be famine in that year because what the people could plant was determined by how high the river had risen. Grain is stored in prosperous years in case of drought. There is also commemorated as founding of Assumption in Pergue, which is celebrated on August 15th every year, as this day is a public holiday and most government and business offices are closed. This day is dedicated to founding the capital of Pergue, Nuestra Senora Santa Maria de la Asunción. This city is beautiful and unique with a long history. People love to walk through the large local parks and admire the flowering trees. On this occasion, parades, festivities, and concerts are held in Pergue. People in Pergue are accustomed to a merry celebration of the founding of Ascension. This beauty holiday is not to be missed. Day is also commemorated as foundation of Old Panama City in Panama, which takes place on August 15th every year. The foundation of Old Panama City is also known as Panama La Guaja Day by locals. As the name says, the day celebrates the founding of the original Panama City. Citizens of Panama have the day off and spend it with the friends and families or home to enjoy one of the many parades or festivals that boost a good time and plenty of food. Panama City was first founded on August 15, 1590 by Pedarius David. It was the first permanent European settlement on Pacific Ocean. Its position and rapid development led to it being given the statue of Today is also commemorated as Gold Cup Parade in Canada. Falls on third Friday in August and proves that when the people of Charlottetown throw a party, everyone turns out. Famous for being Atlantic Canada's largest annual parade. It is the main event during Old Home Week or Prince Edward Island. Granted, it's a whole lot of fun for tourists, but for islanders, the parade is a well preserved piece of history and its roots can be traced back as far as 1800 or 18th century. Today, thousands of tourists join the residents for the week activities. Should you decide to take part along with seeing a great parade, don't miss the Gold Cup and Saucer race the following day. It will be a blast. Each year, lots of volunteers get involved with the designing and building of floats, which are key attraction and that are especially each year. It is celebrated on August 15th. So, if a feature event for Old Home Week, the Gold Cup Parade celebration celebrates the joy of summer on Prince Edward Island. The Gold Cup Parade usually starts 10 a.m. and ends at noon. Today is also commemorated as Hawaiian Shirt Day in US. On third Friday in August, and this year it falls on August 15th. The celebration marks the official date that Hawaii joined the US, making the 50th state in the USA. The date commemorates a long standing effort to gain statehood for the nation of Hawaii, and is also celebrated as National Statehood Day on island. Hawaii was annexed by the US. The day commemorates a long-standing effort to gain statehood of the nation of Hawaii and also celebrated as National Statehood Day on the island. Hawaii was annexed by the US in 1800s and for a long time was a territory of the US. Its inclusion in the US The islands of Hawaii lie in a strategic location 2,000 miles from the US mainland in the Pacific Ocean. It is the only state outside the western US and the only state in the tropics, made up of 8 individual islands: Hawaii, Maui, Kule, Lana, Molucca, Oahu, Hawaii, and Niihau. Hawaii is home to around 1.5 million Americans. It is also commemorated as Liechtenstein, Liechtenstein National Day in Liechtenstein on August 15th is a day when everyone gathers in Vaduz Castle for returning school children. It is the first time they see classmates and after vacation. The old generations, however, have made it a ritual to watch the fireworks, which takes place around 10 p.m. That's Fair Tag was nominated to the official state for the holiday of Liechtenstein by law in 1990. Since then, a state ceremony has been held on Castle Meadow next to Vaduz Castle to commemorate the day. Due to lack of military troops, Liechtenstein celebrations remain under civilian authorities. Today is also commemorated as Malaita Province Day in Solomon Islands on August 15th, which is celebrated annually to commemorate the establishment of Malatia province in the Solomon Islands. This is a public holiday where most citizens have the day off from their work or school to enjoy the plentiful celebrations. The Maldiya Province Day is also known as Second Appointed Day. It's celebrated annually on August 15th to commemorate the establishment of Malatia Province. In the Solomon Islands, this is a public holiday where most citizens have the day off from work or school to enjoy the plentiful celebrations. After many centuries of colonization and brutality towards the people, Solomon Islanders show pride in their country and their culture to celebrate. After many centuries of colonization and brutality towards the people, Solomon Islanders show pride in their country and their culture by celebrating and ushering independence. This is a very important day that has been observed since 1983. The locals choosing. There is also commemorated as National Acadian Day in Canada. Every year, certain Acadian regions commemorate National Acadian Day on August 15 to honor the Acadian people and culture. The Acadian leaders were given the mandate to designate the dates of this commemoration or celebration, which is also the feast of Assumption of Mary during the first National Convention of. Today is also commemorated as Kool-Aid Day on August 15th in US. On the second weekend in August in Hastings, Nebraska, it coincides with the first day of Kool-Aid Days, a festival held from Friday, August 19 to August 21. This year, the day falls on August 15th. The theme of the year changes. Every year, there are many fun activities on the go during the festival, including Kool-Aid drinking contest, a parade, a big fun run, and broader races. So if you live in or around Nebraska, you can participate in the events. But if you don't, there are things to do in home, such as celebrate with your past favorite packet of Kool-Aid. Kool-Aid is the official soft drink of Nebraska. Kool-Aid, an American brand of powdered drink mix, now owned by Kraft Hills, was invented by Edwin Perkins in Hastings, Nebraska. Perkins was always fascinated by chemistry and liked to invent things. As a boy, he worked in the family's general store after school and experienced with concoctions in the mother's kitchen. He became interested in a newly powdered dessert mix called Jello that came in 6 delicious flavors. In childhood, his childhood friend and future wife, Kitty Shoemaker, introduced the product to him. He then persuaded his father to carry out the Jelly O line in the store. So Kool-Aid was first sold to wholesale grocery and candy stores for 10 cents per packet and came in 6 flavors: cherry, grape, lemon, lime, orange, raspberry, and strawberry. 1929, Kool-Aid was distributed to grocery stores throughout the country in 1993. Due to high demand, Perkins concentrated on Kool-Aid, moving production to Chicago. During the Great Depression, the price Kool-Aid have half to 5 cents a packet. In 1953, Kool-Aid was sold to General Foods by Perkins. Within a year, the well-known smiling face picture trademark was introduced, and later the Kool-Aid Man burst onto the scene. Today is also commemorated as National Leather Craft Day on August 15th in US, celebrated annually. This day was created to honor the art of leather crafting as well as the skill it takes. Leather is one of the most versatile materials to ever exist that has been in existence since the Stone Age. Dandy Leather created this day to acknowledge this fact and appreciate the creative skill of leather craft. Today is also commemorated as National Lemon Meringue Pie Day, celebrated annually on August 15th. So get ready to satisfy your sweet tooth. Lemons provide so much flavor to life with all other culinary applications. You will never run out of ways to enjoy your lemons, from cake to ice cream, and of course, the all-time favorite, lemonade. Lemon meringue pie is amongst the best lemon desserts. The golden shortbread pastry crust, savory lemon curd filling, and velvety meringue topping will have you floating on the clouds. So for those who want to indulge their sweet tooth, or those who haven't tried it yet, the rock you have been hiding under, celebrate this tasty dessert. Other food lovers today. Today is also commemorated as National Liberation Day of Korea on August 15th in South Korea annually, and is known as Gwanbokjeol, which translates to bring back to life. The name represents the end of darkness of Japan's rule over South Korea, and Gwanbokjeol is one of the few national holidays that is shared with North Korea, which also celebrates its Liberation Day on August 15th. So this day is celebrated with festivities, ceremonies, and parades nationwide. The day when Korea finally threw off its Japanese rulers is known as National Liberation Day of Korea, or Korean Independence Day. In 1945, Korea was finally liberated from its occupation by Japan, and exactly 3 years later, on August 15, 1948, the Republic of Korea was officially established. Today is also commemorated as National Men's Grooming Day on August 15th in US, which is celebrated on third Friday of August each year. This year, although we believe that every day should be Men's Grooming Day, if you are a man or know a man who know what we are getting, the market is flooded with thousands of variants for shampoos and body lotions, and don't even get us started on the serums. But all targeted at women. Now it's a day to let go of the age old stereotypes that grooming is only for women and embrace self care. King, not only you will look great, but we promise you will also feel great. Today is also commemorated as National No SpongeBob Day in US on August 15th, when everyone in Bikini Bottom goes to secret location to celebrate leaving SpongeBob at home. This day is featured in the SpongeBob episode Gone. It should only last one day, but in this episode, residents extended it to approximately 2 weeks because they love not having to deal with SpongeBob. They erect a SpongeBob statue, burn it, and then dance on the ashes of National No SpongeBob Day, a parody of the Burning Man celebrations. Today is also commemorated as National Relaxation Day on August 15th in US. Sometimes you have to stop and smell the roses. So on August 15th, we celebrate National Relaxation Day. While you won't make it far in life without putting your best foot forward, that America work ethic can be double-edged sword. It's hard to avoid burnout without kicking that foot up on the ottoman every now and then. So National Relaxation Day gives you a chance to just say no, and no, you won't be braiding Kiki's hair. Day is also commemorated as World Greatness Day on August 15th internationally. Professor Patrick Busingi established the festival to honor all things great in life. This day draws our attention to the individuals who have had a significant impact on lives, whether it's a parent, a friend, or a cherished pet. This is our moment to honor and thank those people. Above all, it's a day to think about your own brilliance. Busings believes that everyone is capable of greatness and that is critical to build confidence and self-esteem to share the greatness with the rest of the world. World Greatness Day is celebrated annually on August 15th. This documents the day the holiday is registered in the National Day Archives. Dr. Patrick Busings, the author of Greatness Code, started this day as a way to express our gratitude in the great people in your life. It's a day to celebrate people, business, places, pets, and everything else gets great in your life. This day also aims to help people foster or discover the greatness within themselves. Dr. Busings is a professor who taught over 50,000 people throughout the United Kingdom, Europe, Africa, and North America. He has acquired 10 postgraduate qualifications from over 7 universities and is consistently improving himself. So Dr. Patrick Busings founded Greatness University to help enact his beliefs. The university is one of its kind. Its core belief is that there is greatness in everyone and that this greatness can have footprints. This institution aims to discover and develop the greatness in people and help them translate that greatness into success. They do this through a process they call greatinization, in which they help people discover their greatness and officially declare them great over 3 stages: identification, research, and greatinization. The names of these great people are documented in annual publication called the World Book of Greatness. The university has many publications dedicated to teaching people about greatness and helping them discover it, such as Greatness Code, Beautitudes of Greatness, and Les Brown Changed Our Lives. The institution offers a greatness constantly with Dr. Busnage and many other sessions to help develop your greatness. So with this, we shall conclude today's sessions. So we thank each and everyone for joining us in these celebrations and commemorations. We wish you all once again 79th Independence Day celebrations. So we request everyone to quickly fill up the feedback form, which is being raised in the form of polls.
घर घर तिरंगा, हर घर तिरंगा, घर घर तिरंगा, प्रति घर तिरंगा, घरों घरी तिरंगा, प्रत्येक घरी तिरंगा। आसमान को पाना है, आसमान से आगे जाना है।
नए भारत की नई कहानी अब आसमां को सुनाना है।
गर्व है इस तिरंगे पर, सारे जहां को ये दिखाएंगे।
अमृत काल मनाएंगे, घर घर तिरंगा लहराएंगे।
घर घर तिरंगा, हर घर तिरंगा, हिंदा झंडा मने मने गु त्रिवर्णा।
सरिया रंग है क्या?
ये रंग मेरी शक्ति का है, ये रंग मेरी ताकत का है, ये रंग देश के माथे पे सजा।
श्वेत है क्या? रंग सत्य का।
ये श्वेत रंग शांति का है, ये श्वेत रंग एके का है, ये रंग देश के दिल में है बसा। रंग हरा तो खुशहाली का है, ये धर्म चक्र विकास का। इन्हीं उसूलों से है ये बना तिरंगा हमारा।
तिरंगा प्यारा,
घोरे घोरे तिरंगा, शौक घोरे तिरंगा, घेर घेर तिरंगो, ज्योति घोरे पताका। हर घर तिरंगा, हर घर तिरंगा।
So with this, we shall end today's commemorations. Thank you everyone for joining us. See you all tomorrow at the same time with the same joining link with different commemorations. Take care. Good night.